Hey everyone, in this video, we are going to learn about a super handy trick in Python, which is how to convert list to string. Now, you might say, well, that's not very difficult. I can just loop over all the items in my list. So I can just apply a for loop for W, let's say in words, and maybe I can have an empty string. So I can first create an empty string str1. And then in this empty string, I can concatenate these items one by one. So I can do something like this. Well, that is fine, but then we need space also. If you run something like this, and if we go ahead outside of the for loop and print str1, this is what we are getting. We don't want that. We want a space between each of these items. So then you might say, okay, not so difficult. Let me just keep adding space like this. Well, that will work, but you would have an extra space lingering after the awesome. You don't want that. You don't want that extra space. So then you have to treat it like you have to do something about it, maybe check whether it's the last word or not, and just first use indexing to get fetch this word and check if it is last word or not. If it is last word, then you don't concatenate with the space. So pretty complex, and if not complex, at least pretty tedious, right? Not very clean code. So there is a easier way to do this, and that is using the join function. So join is an inbuilt function for the string data type. It is a method of string class. So if we take any string, I'll just take this string with an empty space here. And if I put a dot, press on the tab, and maybe type in join, Join, you see, you have this function join. Now, what inputs does this function takes? So this function basically takes any iterable as an input. So it could be your list, it could be your tuple, it could be your string. Another string could also be here. It can take any iterable as an input. And what it does is each item of the iterable, it separates by this string here, whatever you have in this string. So if I have to join all these elements of the words list here, this is what I do. Pretty nifty, right? Now here we have joined this by space. I want to use some other separator, maybe a dash. I can just specify dash here. It doesn't have to be a special character. It could even be a number, let's say 1, 2. This is what I'm getting. It could even be another string like this. So yeah, that worked. But what about a list? Maybe I'll create another list with marks of the students. So maybe the first subject 100, then 90, and then 87. And now I want to create a string. Maybe I want to publish it on a website. So this would not look good. So I want to format it as a string and then send it out. So how do I convert it to a string? Let's try using join space, or maybe I want to have these comma separated like this, join, and then I give the marks. You think this will run? It gives error. Why? Because the join function for the join function to work, all these items should be string data type. These items have to be string. So how do we then convert these items to the string? We can use map function for that. So map function basically takes two inputs. One is the function that you want to apply. So I want to convert everything to string. So map function takes two input. One is the function that you want to apply. So this is string here, and the iterable thing on which you want to apply this function. And what it does is it applies the function string to all the items of the marks here. So 100 would be converted to string, 90 would be converted to string, and 87 would be converted to string. And then we are going to join them using this separator, comma, space. So now let's run it, and this is what we are getting. We are getting a string in the output. If you want, you can save it down in some marks string in some variable, and then if I go ahead and print this, this is what we have. So that is how you can convert list to string using join function. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching.